Bob, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about all this stuff going on. To echo some of the sentiments I see from journalists and from people online, social media, their feeling is, why were you working with MTK Daniel Kinahan if it's known by a lot of people that he was a very questionable individual, and things like that? What is your response to the criticism?
Well, MTK, we did work with them, and Kinahan had told us that while years ago he may have done things wrong, he was reformed, and his involvement in boxing would demonstrate that he was reformed. We have since learned that that isn't the case, at least as far as the U.S. charges are concerned, which you have to take very seriously, that he's continued to engage in nefarious activities of the worst kind, which is drug trafficking. And so obviously we've had nothing to do with Kinahan and MTK for quite some time. And indeed, I began to suspect that something was wrong a number of months before the U.S. government announced, and I haven't talked to Kinahan for a long time before the U.S. announcement.
If I may ask, what had you a couple months beforehand suspecting that it was?
Well, I don't want to go into all of that.
Uh-huh. Do you feel he'll remain in the sport, or this is it?
No,
for
it's
him?
finished. Finished. First of all, the UAE, where Dubai is, has seized all his funds and assets. I guess his offices are closed, and MTK has announced that as of the end of this month, they're out of business, and I'm assumed that Probellum will soon follow, because there's not a network around any place in the world that will take a fight where Probellum is involved.
Was he not the first that kind of guy people have had to deal with in this business, and will he not be the last, in your opinion?
First? I mean, you're a young man. You don't remember how
I heard some stories.
How the mob guys controlled boxing for many years in the 30s and 40s until the Kefauver. Well, the Kefauver Commission really shined a light on it, and even then, there were still influences that they didn't just pack their bags and go away.